Yeah, I kind of like this spot, so I wanted to bring you back here if it's okay. A little bit different camera angle, and see how it looks from the other side here. Later in the day, it's about 4:30 local time in the afternoon. Hopefully not too much wind noise. Just wanted to let you know, last week I told you about a new project starting. One of the 2 days a week, the radio show is going not completely underground, but into a private club, and I wanted to make sure that you're invited into that private club, and this gives me a little bit more ability to talk to you, not totally public, and we can get into some of the more sensitive material and take your calls online. It'll all be through the new fancy video platform that we're starting this week, actually 2 days from when I'm making this film, but all the archives will be there if you miss it live. For the people in the club, you'll have permanent access to all that, and I can take calls through the platform itself about how to use these forgotten laws of nature that we've been hinting at and talking about a little bit all year on Lost Arts Radio on the Saturday night call-in show. We're going to get into more detail, both physical and the non-physical too, because they go together and you have to use both of them to get the results you want. So it's going to be about health, but that's also going into the area of consciousness because they're connected inextricably. You can't really get them apart. And I'm encouraging you to reserve your seat for the first private meeting, or as soon after that as you can. January 2018. Just go to lostartsradio.com/club. CLUB. All the details are there, and actually how to get in, and you still do have time for that. We're not going to take commercials, so we can stay focused on getting all this information to you and use all the time for that and for taking callers. And it won't be telephone callers, it'll be callers through the computer, through your internet connection. And when you call in, you can either be on video, be part of the show that way, or just audio if you'd rather, and it'll be just like a private meeting, just me and you. And since we don't have commercials, we're not going to be hyping products on there or anything. I figured the cleanest way to support it, keep it going, and hopefully expanding is to ask for a minimum of $10 a month. Figured that would be affordable to pretty much everybody, and that'll go all to the Nonprofit Research Institute. And I really do want to build the school, so if we get lots and lots of people signing up, maybe we can do it without having to wait for the right kind of investor or worry about strings attached to other kinds of money, which we won't take. So it all goes to the nonprofit, and if you can afford more than $10 a month and you like what we're doing and you want to help us expand, please do more, but at least $10 a month. That'll get you in and access to all the archives and all the live shows. So again, the details are at lostartsradio.com/club, CLUB. And since we put out the first video announcing this, I've heard people asking, what about the real issues? Not all this consciousness stuff. They don't understand that it covers everything, but they say, what about, what about geoengineering? You can see this is a clear day where I'm broadcasting now, and it's not clear. So how could that be? Well, it's all chemtrails. And I once got into a discussion with somebody at the local weather service office, and they said no. They were explaining to me very condescendingly and talking slowly. These are contrails, not this conspiracy theory talk of so-called chemtrails. Well, no, they're chemtrails. And the way that you can tell that that's obvious is you watch the plane flying across the sky and this white or gray trail coming out the back, and if it was condensation, it would be gone right away, and it's not gone right away. It spreads out sometimes over hours, like today covers a third of the sky or so. And it's real serious stuff, guys, because as probably most of you know, it's made out of toxic metals, and as our recent guest on Lost Arts Radio on the Sunday show, which is the guest show, pointed out, Clifford Carnicom, there's dried red blood cells in there, there's cross-domain bacteria, there's all kinds of stuff that shouldn't be there, that's not health food, and it's not what you should be breathing. So yeah, those are real issues, and we have a lot of good sites on the internet explaining that these things are going on. But did you notice the detail that's missing? Obviously, because all this stuff is still going on and getting worse, is how to stop it. And I continually hear all these sites saying, yeah, all the bad guys are being arrested and it's going to be stopped any day and everybody's going to be rich and all this stuff. Well, that's fine if and when it happens, but in the meantime, I want to talk about the real way to stop it, because the rulers are not going to be impressed by public awareness of this. They'll just get more severe and more tricky. We need a way to stop them regardless of that. So really, the Planetary Healing Club is a project to accomplish that, but not in a fantasy type way. We're going to do the work for real. And the way that we are approaching this to do that is starting with yourself. And it's not about me at all. I'm just a person up here talking. It's about you. And what we want to contribute to this is that if you're serious about stopping these things, not just fighting about them and arguing and doing petitions and telling your neighbor, and then you argue who's got the best understanding and all this nonsense that's going on within all of these groups. First, you have to heal yourself. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and your spiritual outlook. I'm not talking about religion, on your real consciousness, and we'll get into what that means. And then with that clearer consciousness, the power that starts flowing through you will bring back abilities that most people wouldn't even believe right now. That is the main greatest fear of our rulers. We're going to talk about how to make that come true for them, because even though I greatly respect people who are fighting the people doing this, my objective is not to destroy the bad guys, it's to heal them. And this is not make-believe. This can be done, but it depends on waking up yourself first, and that's part of the healing process. So over the coming days, I'll go over the other critical issues besides the chemtrails geoengineering issue, like the medical industry, the vaccines, the chemical agriculture, GMOs, clean energy that's being suppressed, those technologies, the nuclear power issue, petroleum power, EMF, and all the smart grid, Agenda 21, and a lot more stuff that I don't even have time to list here, but we'll get into it all. And I'm going to tell you how you have more to do with stopping that than you might imagine, and about strengthening your own body to resist these things so that you don't have to feel bad while they're going on. That doesn't help anybody. And for you to believe that you have to be sick because they're spraying in the air, or because the EMF fields are up, or maybe you've got electrosensitivity, chemical sensitivity, which are real conditions, physical. We're going to talk about how to counteract those, because you can. And this information is not supposed to be known, but those of us who have gotten some of it uncovered have an obligation to share it with you, and it's actually our privilege to do that. So make sure and claim your seat, lostartsradio.com/club, and sign up. Watch for more of these free videos. In the meantime, we're going to go over things like the issues I told you about, tell you how that's connected in a practical way to what we plan to do with it, starting with you, not some imaginary philosophy or something like that. It's going to be changing you. So to really take advantage of this, you need courage, you need to be open-minded to new ideas, and then not just talk about them, certainly not fight about them. Absorb what you can that's of value, upgrade your own life, join the effort to change things in the world for the better, for the sake of all of us here, all the kids that are being born now, and the ones that are intending to come after. We need to make this better for them. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate your being part of this with me. It's all about you. This project, this Planetary Healing Club, it's being formed for you. Go sign up and watch for more videos. I'll put them out as fast as I can. Thanks, guys.